I'm on a one wheel again. I miss this. This is such a vibe. And if you're in a major city like Paris, then I highly recommend getting a one wheel, some sort of EV to travel whilst you vlog. And I think one of the main reasons the one wheel is so good at this is because you can do it hands-free. I'm driving, I don't need a remote to go forward and back, so I can easily vlog like this while I just make sure I don't run into anyone or fall into a pothole, and makes for sick content. Make sure no car comes behind me, all good. I do say that it does mess up my hair a little bit, so hopefully it doesn't bother you guys. I know for a fact that having a device like this, like a one wheel, is gonna make it so much more enjoyable to go out and vlog, because a lot of the time I need to just go someplace to start making a video because I don't wanna make a video in my house, and walking takes a while and it's not really that entertaining. Whilst using a tool like a one wheel, you can just, go around and film things, and it just makes for a better, more enjoyable content. So I can give you guys pretty street view of Paris while I go around. I think this only works because the one wheel is just so nimble that it just makes it like sick to go around and vlog like this. Oh, photographers everywhere in the city. Gotta love it. This is like one of my favorite coffee shops. We're not gonna go that way. I think I'm gonna go to my favorite spot. Okay, so the one wheel, I'm using the Pint. I've had a Pint before, but I actually sold it because I didn't really use it much, and I thought, I'm just taking the metro to school and all that, and I don't really need a means of transport. But that has since changed. I currently work from home. I just make content for companies. So getting a Navigo pass, which is a metro pass you would get for the city of Paris, goes from 300 something euros as a student to now like almost 800 euros as an adult. I guess you're no longer a student, and that's just way too much. Literally pretty much the price of a one wheel. So I figured, why not just get a device that will allow me to travel this beautiful city and make content and just allow me to enjoy the travel process, because taking the metro, albeit convenient, isn't really the most fun process, and having something like a one wheel can be really enjoyable, especially when it comes down to exploring new areas of the city, because you just get to take whatever path you want and you can explore everything. So one thing you probably already know if you're looking into getting a one wheel is the Onewheel Pint is not the most recent Pint. There's the Onewheel Pint X that came out a couple years ago, and that is definitely a more powerful device. The Onewheel Pint has pretty limited range. I think it's up to like 10 miles or so. I get a little bit more than that, as well as the speed doesn't go super fast. But for me, in Paris, perfectly fine. I'm not cruising any faster than, I don't know, 20 kilometers an hour max, just because there's too many people and too many things going on. I feel like if you lived in a more rural area or like a bigger city, maybe like New York, then maybe a Pint X would be better, but the Pint works perfectly well for me. And the stats it has are more than enough for me. One thing I definitely going to do is buy the Ultra Charger. The current charger takes about 2 hours to fully charge, while the Ultra Charger does it in about 50 minutes. And I feel like if I want extra range, I could easily just stop at a cafe for maybe like 30 minutes, get something to drink, and then keep riding around the city. Okay, so in addition to being just a fun way to move around the city, it is great for just creating general content. I think a major reason why some vlogs are so entertaining, especially those from creators like Casey Neistat, is that they show and they don't tell. Instead of saying, oh, hey, I was at my house and then I went to meet a friend at a coffee shop, show yourself going there. And with something like this, you can usually shoot while you travel there, and it gets really cool, entertaining content, because it's actually really cool to watch, just to see the roads, see the people you encounter on your way there. It makes it a good opportunity to kind of introduce your video. You can use it as an opportunity to do voiceovers or just have some cool cinematic B-roll in the beginning of your video. So I feel like using it as such, as a creative tool, is actually crazy beneficial. So the one wheel isn't perfect. There are definitely some things that I don't really like about it, but nothing that really bothers me too much. First thing is the weight. I did have one before, and I remember if I ran out of battery, lugging this around is very annoying, because it's not like a regular skateboard which you can just roll around in. If it has no battery, it will not stay upright, so you cannot ride it, so you have to carry it. I am quite a bit stronger than when I had one before. I've been going to the gym a lot, so it's not that bad, but it's just something I have to remember, that if it runs out of battery, then my day will entirely change. The next thing that I don't really like is if you have to carry it around, this handle, I don't know, it's just not the most comfortable. It kind of bites into your hand, and I've seen people buy like that tape that you use for tennis rackets just to make it a little bit softer, a little bit more comfortable, and I definitely see myself doing that as well, because it's just, I don't know, it's just not really comfortable. I wish they had one maybe right here or just added some sort of padding already. The next thing, I wish they incorporated a cap for the charging port. It's exposed, and I think if water gets into it, it's not great. Especially someone who's going to ride this in Paris. You can buy an additional one for a few dollars, but I don't see why they didn't incorporate one already in the box. If you didn't notice, this is the sand colorway. I did have the black one before, and I definitely like the color black if you haven't noticed, but I don't know, I just kind of wanted to switch it up, and everyone has the black one, and I think this one looks pretty fire. It looks a lot better than I expected, so that's great. Another thing that I think is pretty cool about the Onewheel is that it is a conversation starter. It doesn't look like it should work. You know, you're on one tire and you're kind of balancing it on both sides. How? And actually on my way here, I've already had 3 interactions with people asking me, what is that and how does that work? Because it doesn't make any sense. So it is kind of cool that people identify it, you know, in a specific way. What's really nice about it is that you can really just turn on a dime, you know. Like when I had an electric skateboard before, I'd have to stop sometimes to pick it up and do a tight turn. But with this, you can literally turn on a dime. For those of you who don't know how it works, is basically there are 2 sensors on it, one here, and you see the light up. And basically, what you do is you step on the back, and once you put your foot on both sensors, the board will be active, and when you lean forward, it'll balance you off and you start rolling. And it's simple as leaning forward and back to go. I definitely enjoy the fact that I can pretty much go over any bump. Like with an electric skateboard with those small tires, you feel a lot of bumps, and sometimes again you have to lift it up to go over like a curb. But with this, you can go over pretty much anything. And it is absolutely sick. This is gonna be my new spot. There's this little island here in the middle of Paris on the Seine, and there's not that many people, and it's pretty open roads, so that's definitely a place I'm gonna come and enjoy riding around in. And yes, there is an app for the Apple Watch where you can see your speed and your battery life and all that. And I feel like more cities are becoming more friendly to bicycles and EVs as they're trying to reduce their carbon emissions and all that with fewer car lanes. Gosh, I don't know if you can hear anything, but this is definitely windy as fuck. I know I am supposed to wear a helmet, but I don't know. My hair doesn't really work with it. So if I die, this is completely on me. Not Onewheel's fault. Absolutely mine. Look at these roads that they built for one-wheelers, which makes it so much nicer to ride around. I know this place is dark and my ISO is in the sewers, but this is actually so cool. I can do so many photo shoots here. This is what I'm talking about. You get to discover new places. What? Oh my god, this place is a vibe. This is all meant for bikes. No cars are allowed down here. Look at this place. Time to head back. I'm around 50-something%. Let's head back. All right, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. I highly recommend one. Test one out if your friend has one. And if you're on the fence, this may be the video to push you over, because this is literally sick. I love it. I'm gonna head back home now. I'll see you guys in the next video, all right? I got some exciting videos coming, all right? Peace out.